Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys have been having a great wipe so far. The base you're seeing me in right now is actually a duo base that me and Drago built. Drago finally made a comeback this wipe, and we just happened to finish the video last night, so as soon as I get this video out, I'm going to immediately start editing that video and hopefully have it out for you guys by next week. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my settings again because I still get a lot of comments asking me to make an updated settings video, and I have changed my settings since my last one. Usually, I will only make a settings video if I change my settings, so that's why I'm making this video. And also, there's been a lot of updates since my last one, so things kind of did change a little bit. And also, when I make settings videos, I always like to throw in a little something extra, whether it be like a hand cam or a Q&A. But this time, I've been getting a lot of comments about my setup, and I get a lot of questions asking like how I record and stuff. So after I show my settings, I'm going to be showing my entire setup, and I'll explain like everything that I have to record my videos and hopefully answer all your guys' questions. But if I don't answer any questions, you can always leave a comment down below and I'll probably answer you. Alright, so to start off the settings video, first thing I'm going to do is go to my controller layout, just in case anybody's super new to the game. You're 100% going to want your LB, your swap special action, to be head look hold. And that allows you to press LB and you can look behind you. I know a lot of people already know that, but I just had to quickly go through that. Alright, so next, now we're going to go to options. Nothing really here. Let me scroll up to the top. I always turn my vibration off because I'm pretty sure vibration like makes your like hands sweat. Like it makes your controller hot and it'll make your hands more sweaty. So I always turn it off. It also like kind of messes up my aim when it's like vibrating too much. It's probably more for preference, but I think no vibration is definitely more competitive. Auto sprint, make sure you turn that on. It's always good to have, because when you have auto sprint, you can look into your inventory and you can look at the map without stopping the sprint. See? And then here are my controls. You can pause the video at any time and just copy them. I think for my last video, I had my settings at 80, and I might even have the X and Y different percentages, but now they're the same at 83%. I turned down my ADS. I think the scoped 1x is when you have a hollow compared to regular iron sight, and then this is hollow, and I like to turn it up a little bit more when I have a hollow. Bow, I like it at 60% because it's kind of nice being able to flick with a bow. And then sprinting, I really don't know what the difference is, but I have it at 110 and it feels right, so just leave it at that. And my dead zones are at 10%. I haven't done this yet, but I've been meaning to turn these down to 5%. And then if I turn these down to 5%, I would have to adjust all my other sensitivities, because when you turn these down, all your other sensitivities are going to start to feel way faster. And if you don't know what dead zones do, then basically they make your analog sticks have less delay. So when I look to the left, it'll react quicker to the movement. And if you turn it too low, then it'll give you stick drift and your controller will just like be moving like this at all times, because it decreases like the hitbox of like when the analog sticks like know when to turn. So it's like the second you make a movement, it's gonna know you made the movement the more you turn those dead zones down. So you don't want them too low to where you have stick drift and your sticks are always moving around, but you want like a middle ground to where it reacts like fairly quick, but not too quick. Right now I still like them at 10%, but in the next settings video I might play around and make some even better settings. HUD scale is completely optional. You could turn it to light or you turn it full. I turn it down just to 90% just so it's a little smaller on my screen. And the HUD scale is like just your hotbar and your health at the bottom right. Audio, I don't know why these aren't default. When you get on the game and you haven't changed the settings at all, the hit marker and footsteps are down to 80%. I'm not sure why they have it like that, but you want to have these at 100%. And then if you don't have like a mix amp for your headset, you can mess with these audio mixes. Apparently they make the sounds a little louder if you can't really hear well, but I just keep mine at standard. And then lastly, the graphics, you can also mess around with these. This is a new setting that they added last month, the FPS limit. If you guys haven't seen my last video when I played with McLovin Caleb, he came out with a settings video and said that the FPS limit is better off, but I might have to disagree on that because when you have your FPS limit off, then it won't peak at 60. It'll actually go like maybe to 65 FPS at some point, but then it also could drop down to 45 FPS. Like it'll go up and down. And that's not something what you really want. You want to just have a stable FPS at 60 FPS at all times. So that's why I recommend leaving it on. You gotta turn your motion blur off. It does look kind of nicer to have it on, but it will be harder to see people when you're moving, when your screen's moving around. Everything will just be blurry and it won't be as clear. Brightness is completely optional. I just have mine at 0.9 for the content wise, like how it looks. Field of view 90, that's almost a must. You have to have your field of view at 90. I mean, you could probably get away with 85 or 80, even 80, but 90 is like the most competitive field of view. All these is optional. I think turning the blood off has been messing me up because I don't even know when I'm getting shot. So having the blood on does kind of give you a little indicator of when you're getting shot, especially if there's a sound glitch and you can't hear bullets. So I'm gonna turn that on. I think on this alt account I had it off, but on my other alt accounts are on. And yeah, I think that's really it. That's all the settings. And the controller layout. Yeah, there's really nothing else. I hope you guys like them. And now I'm gonna cut to my setup. Before I get into the setup, I do have to say that the thumbnail was clickbait. I had that picture saved in my camera roll like a few years ago, and I said if I ever made a setup video, then that would be the perfect picture to clickbait with. So yeah, I kind of had to do it. Sorry about that. But my setup isn't crazy either, but here it is. First thing I'll say is that it's a plastic foldable desk, nothing special at all, and it's gotten beat up pretty bad by my arm stand. So I should definitely get a new desk, but I just haven't. I guess I'll just go through everything and then I'll talk about how I record and stuff. So Blue Yeti microphone, I got it for Christmas a year or two ago. I think it's like 200 bucks. Pop filter, 10 bucks off Amazon. Arm stand, 20 bucks off Amazon. I'll go to my controller real quick. This is a Razer Wolverine Ultimate. It has 6 more buttons than a normal controller. So there's 2 up here and there's 4 in the back. I don't even use all of them, but I use the back ones, one for A and one for B. And then I use this one up here for LB instead of here because my finger just rests on it already. So you can kind of just like LB look and stuff without even like taking your finger off the trigger in a way. I don't know, I guess if I like wanted to get better, then I could make these like the D-pad to like move to stim and stuff. So then I would really never have to take my thumbs off the analog sticks, but I just haven't done that yet. Maybe I will. I'll learn that. But yeah, this controller is really good, especially if you play games where you have to like click a lot of buttons, like Fortnite or something. Like I wish I used this when I played Fortnite. I'd probably build way better. Moving on. I'm not Zim. In my old videos, you would hear this clicky button. Even the A button is kind of clicky. And that's because I didn't have an arm stand back then. I was using this and the microphone was so low that it was picking up on my controller clicks and stuff. But now with the arm stand, the audio is a lot better. Moving on, keyboards, Razer as well. And it all goes over here to my PC. This is my PC and then this is my Xbox obviously. This is OBS. This is how like I start recording and I could start streaming too. It's free to download. This is my old laptop. My first 10 or 20 videos on Rust has all came from this laptop. Even all my Fortnite videos that I like deleted and stuff has all been on this laptop for like the last 5 years. And then last year I got a PC and it's a pre-built NZXT. I don't really know anything about PC, so don't ask me the specs. And then right here is the mix amp for my Astros. These were 100, this was 100, and then this was 100. And a lot of people ask me how I talk or how I record party chat and game chat. And for one, you need a mix amp, but for two, you need to get these aux cords. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but try to find a video on YouTube that talks about these two things, and you'll definitely be able to figure it out. Lastly, I got my Xbox back here, and I got my Elgato HD60. That's my old controller. I don't use it anymore. And yeah, that's my whole setup. It's nothing too crazy, and I honestly worked up to everything like over time. Like I didn't get everything in 1 month or 1 year. I mean, I went from 1 monitor, 2 monitors, then I went from a laptop to a PC, and I didn't have this mix amp until like a year ago. I only had Turtle Beaches when I used to post Fortnite videos. So yeah, like you kind of just have to work up to your setup if you really want to do YouTube. And it is a lot to figure out and learn, but like I say, if you really want to do YouTube, you'll definitely have the urges to figure everything out eventually. And then last thing I wanted to mention was my chair. It's really nothing special. It's like off-brand or whatever. But I won this chair from a Call of Duty tournament, and I tweeted it out on Twitter and stuff. I'll like put it up on the screen. But yeah, this was like a $300 chair that I won from a COD tournament, and I've been using it ever since. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the settings and setup tour. And like I said, next week I'm gonna have a duo video out with Drago. We made some pretty nice IQ plays, especially since Drago isn't like amazing at the game and he hasn't played in months. We kind of had to use our IQ and game sense to be able to like do well this wipe. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video next week. Also leave a like on this video if the settings helped you out in any way. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.